Hey babes, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am Jay. Welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas, aka Slay Max for my babes. So for my babes, you already know today is Monday, so we are giving a Quad M episode. For those of you that are new to my channel, Quad M is a series that I focus on and I talk about mental health and spiritual health, emotional health, and things like that. Quad M stands for listen, there's a lot of things that Quad M stand for, okay, but I like to say Quad M stands for motivation, manifestation, Monday mornings, or I can stand for meditation, motivation, Monday mornings, or meditation, manifestation, Monday mornings. However you want to switch up those two first M words, you can. It's just all that mixed into one. I just chose Quad M because it sounds better than like 5M. So yes, that's what it stands for. We talk about mental health, we talk about everything, girl talk, all that stuff. So today's Quad M episode is going to be about self-love, a self-love journey. And I actually got this idea from one of my babes. Thank you so much, Karma. I asked her, like, is it okay if I put your name in the video? And she was like, yeah, guys. So Karma, thank you so much for sending in this topic. Today's Quad M episode was actually supposed to be on something else, but you guys know that my voice is still coming back. It's slowly coming back, but if I sound a little raspy, you guys, my babes have been here through Vlogmas, you already know why. But yeah, today's Quad M episode was supposed to be forgiveness. However, you know, the universe always has to change a plans for you, or they guide you in another direction. I guess somebody needs to hear this message. And look, it's 222 on my camera, the timing. So yeah, somebody needed to hear this message, okay? So on my TikTok, I did a little video, and in that video I spoke about taking yourself out on dates, and somebody had commented and asked me, like, hey, you know, like, how do you go about taking yourself out on a date? Like, what, give me some ideas. So I had given them some ideas, and then from there, I'm guessing Karma has seen my video, and she messaged me and she asked me if I could do a video about how to start a self-love journey and what does a self-love journey consist of. And I was like, oh my god, oh look, and 313 just popped up, and that's the angel number that keeps popping up everywhere for me. So I know this message was meant not only for Karma, but for maybe me and for a bunch of you guys to see. So this is perfect for today. Yeah, she asked me, can you do a video on a self-love journey and what a self-love journey consists of? And I was like, oh my god, like, this topic is amazing. Like, I didn't even think about that. This topic is wonderful, and I told her, like, thank you so much, this is a great topic, and I'm going to do a video on it. Self-love journey, the actual journey, it's going to take me more than one Quad M episode for this, okay? Because the things that I have to break down, because it's so easy for us to love somebody else, right? It's so easy to just love, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. When it comes to ourselves, it's like we sabotage ourselves so much. It's so easy to love outer things, material things, people, things that are from the outside. But when it comes to loving us and on the inside, it seems a bit harder, right? So I feel like this is going to take me more than one episode because I have so much to talk about. So within the Quad M series, I'm going to do a self-love series. So this is going to be Quad M self-love journey part 1, and I'm going to continue because self-love needs a bunch of episodes, okay? So for this episode, I'm going to talk about the first 2 steps in your self-love journey. So the first step in my self-love journey that I figured out, because everybody's journey might be a little bit different, but I'm going to tell you some steps that helped me to get where I am today. And I'm still on my self-love journey, okay? I am not perfect. So step 1 is to accept all of your flaws. Now I know some of y'all probably like accept all your flaws, what are you talking about? Like, you have plastic surgery, what do you mean accept all your flaws? Like, you talk about how much you don't like your dark marks, what do you mean accept all your flaws? That's surprising coming from me, right? But when I say accept all of your flaws, I am not only talking about external things. I'm not only talking about physical things like your body, accept all your body. I am a little bit, but I'm not only talking about physical things like, oh, okay, your body, your face, your this, your that. So yeah, when I say to accept your flaws, I'm not only talking about physical things, I'm talking about things on the inside, like some bad habits you might have, or you have to just acknowledge them first, okay? Acknowledge those things first and then accept them. You cannot start, I know I said that everybody's journey is different, however, there's no way of starting self-love without accepting your flaws. And what I mean by accepting is simply do not sabotage yourself for it. Like, if there's something that you would like to change about your physical appearance, then go ahead and change it. However, don't wake up every morning and stress this thing, okay? Like, don't wake up every morning and beat yourself up about it. Like, I want, like, in order to start a self-love journey, honestly, you have to look at yourself as another person. Like, step outside of your body. I'm going to talk about the next step in a second. But you literally have to look at yourself as another person, step outside of your body. Okay? Because, well, if you're a good person, you would not look at someone, okay, and be like, I don't like this about you, and your butt is like this, and you just look. You wouldn't do that to somebody else, so don't do that to yourself. So yes, I have plastic surgery. However, I did it because I had the pleasure of doing it, and I used to self-sabotage myself a lot, okay? Like, I actually didn't know how flat my booty was for a long time, okay? Until I got older, and I was like, oh my god, my butt is flat. Like, I started to gain weight, and I was like, my butt, I thought I had a little booty. No, I had a flat booty. Okay, and I used to just, after a while, when I figured out I had flat butt, I used to just beat myself up like, oh, my butt is so flat, like, it looks nasty, it's this and it's that and it's da 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 da, it's oh my god, da da da. So yes, I did go ahead and do plastic surgery. However, after a while, I just started to accept my body. You understand? Like, plastic surgery for me, it wasn't a must. It was just a thing, like, hey, you know what, my butt is flat, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do it. It wasn't a must. After a while, I just stopped beating myself up about having a flat butt. Like, I was still that girl, okay? Like, if I always tell people this, like, there's danger in plastic surgery, okay? So I did all my tests and everything, and I found a really good doctor. He was expensive, however, I did that because my safety comes first, my life comes first. And we hear these stories, right, about these girls who they go to doctors and they end up passing away, or they get illegal injections and stuff like that. If my doctor had told me that there's some reason that I can't get my surgery, or if I ran my test and they said, hey, your blood, whatever, is too low for this and the third, then I would have never gotten it, and it would have never made me feel any type of way. You understand? So that's what I mean by it wasn't a must. I know it's not a plastic surgery video, I feel like I had to throw that in there because I'm talking about accepting your flaws. But something that's not, and I also did that because even though I talk about, right, because even though I talk about my dark marks, putting myself out on YouTube, on the internet, like, for the world to see, you understand? Like, I used to sabotage myself so much, and this is something that I don't want to say regret, but I wish I would have started YouTube earlier. And one of the things why I didn't start is because I was just so afraid for someone to see me without makeup. Like, I absolutely did not like my skin, and I tell people all the time, I didn't think that I was ugly. I was actually kind of cocky. Like, I didn't think that I was ugly. I just didn't like my skin. Like, my dark marks were way worse than they were now, and I'm like, I will not allow anyone to see me like that. I'm not gonna allow anyone to see me like that. I wouldn't go outside without makeup. If I did, I needed to have a hat and this and that, and I wouldn't go outside. Now I go outside with no wig, no makeup on, no nothing, and I put myself on the internet like that because that's a way of I've accepted my flaws. Like, I love this girl, you understand? If that's who she is and that's what she has now, so of course I'm working on getting rid of my dark marks, you understand? But I'm not beating myself up about it. Another thing about flaws is just something that you might have that you're just not so perfect at. Like, for example, I used to beat myself up like I'm kind of perfectionist. You guys seen my last Vlogmas video with the eyeshadow. That eyeshadow was not perfect. Like, something patchy happened in there, the Vaseline. I still uploaded it for you guys anyway, okay? That is a flaw that I have. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like I'm the best right now. I don't feel like I'm the best at when it comes to blending eyeshadows, and I used to beat myself up about that. And I think about it, I wouldn't look, like I said, look at yourself as an outer person. I wouldn't look at another person and be like, your eyeshadow is this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. Even if it was, I just wouldn't say that to somebody. You understand? So I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm going to accept my flaws. And if it's something that I want to work on or that I need to work on, then I will work on it. Okay? I'm not saying accept it as, like, keep it. I'm not saying to keep it. If you want to lose weight, do any physical changes, then you can go ahead and do that, okay? If you know that, like, one of your flaws is that you are a sloppy person and you want to start to put yourself on a schedule and clean up, then go ahead and do that. What I mean by accepting your flaws is to just know that they're there, okay, and don't beat yourself up about it. If a change needs to happen for you, then go ahead and take that journey on a change, okay? But do not beat yourself up about it. If you are someone who wants to lose weight, you don't look at yourself in the mirror every day and be like, oh, you know, I don't want YouTube to, you know, but the things that you would say to yourself if you feel like you were too big, don't do that. If you are on a journey where you want to lose weight and you want to get up and go to the gym every day, then go ahead and do that. You know that you're going to get this goal, so just accept who you are right now. You're going to get this goal. You don't have to wake up every day and say these mean things to yourself and affirm these things to yourself, okay? Accept your flaws. Be like, this is who I am. I'm going to do this, that. I'm going to accomplish this goal. I'm going to do that for myself. However, this is who I am right now. I am accepting myself in this moment. So that's something that I did for myself. I was a unorganized person. I'm still a little bit unorganized, okay? But I have accepted it about myself, and that's something that I'm working on. I used to beat myself up about it. I would get frustrated that things were around me, and then I would make a bigger mess by throwing things out of frustration of me not, you know, oh, you got this everywhere, you got that everywhere. Why do that? Why? You're literally self-sabotaging yourself. So I knew that was something that I needed to work on. So I worked on it. And I stopped beating myself up, because you're not doing anything but affirming to yourself that you're a loser, you're bad at this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Like, okay, this is who I am right now, and this is what I need to work on. That's where you need to start. Just like I put myself out on the internet, I was like, I'm not doing a YouTube channel until I clear my dark marks, and I do this and I do that, and I'm not doing a YouTube channel. That I bump all of that. I accept it. This is who I am. Y'all gonna see who I am, okay? I am going to work towards getting rid of them, because accepting doesn't mean that you have to keep them. I'm gonna work towards getting rid of them. However, this is who I am right now. Like, this is my face. This is who I am. I'm accepting who I am in the moment. You want to grow out your hair, you feel like you bald-headed, fine, grow out your hair. But don't, every day you're going to get up, you're going to do your hair care routine, you're going to be like, it's not growing, like, I'm so bald-headed, I look so disgusting, don't do that. You accept who you are in the moment, okay, because you love yourself. And that's another thing. People get it twisted. Like, when you want to do your hair and, you know, do certain things to your body and make your face look good, people take that as the other way around. People take that as a total opposite. People take that as you don't love yourself. But if you could look and be like, you know what, I want to fix myself up a little bit. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's self-love. You want to look good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's a part of self-love. Now, beating yourself up about it and saying, I need this and that, I need this and that to look good. Now, that is an insecurity. And that's okay, because we all have them. However, learning to accept them is the first step, and it's honestly one of the hardest. It was not easy for me to accept my flaws and stop self-sabotaging myself. That was very hard. And like I said, I'm a perfectionist, and we tend to do that a lot because we feel like you can do better. Why aren't you doing better? It's like, yeah, I'm going to get there, you understand? But me being so hard on myself and me basically being rude to myself was not working, okay? I was like the rudest person to myself. And if you're not rude to other people, why the heck would you be rude to yourself? Don't do it. Accept your flaws. One of my favorite songs is so beautiful. It is LMA, Could You Love, it's LMA, Naked. And then this song, you know, she talks about, she's basically saying like flaws about herself, and she's saying, could you love me naked? And I don't think she meant physically love, could you love me naked? Well, that's how I interpret it. You know, art is open for interpretation, and I look at music as art, so that's how I interpret it. To me, the song is not talking about physically, could you love me naked? I feel like she's saying, if I strip this perfect persona away, like a physical perfect persona, and like mentally, could you love me naked? If you found out that I'm clumsy and I'm sloppy and I sometimes forget things and I got a little scar right here, like even the physical things and non-physical things, if we stripped all this away, could you love me naked? And I feel like the song is beautiful. Of course, she's talking about somebody else, but that song made me also think about myself. Like, could I love myself naked? Could I love myself for all of my flaws that I have right now? And even if it's things that I need to work on, could I accept this and be like, hey, this is what it is for me, and I love me, and we're going to work on this together, meaning me to myself. That was one of the most helpful things in my self-love journey, is looking at myself as another person. Now, moving on. The second thing to help you early in your self-love journey is to have people around you that are going to treat you good. Now, I know you're like, this is a self-love journey. Why are we talking about other people? Having people around you, listen, the things around you, people around you affect you a lot, okay? So I'm saying, like, early on in your self-love journey, you know, you kind of feel like you don't know where to start. Start by looking at the people around you and the people in your life and ask yourself, is this person doing me any good, or is me keeping this person gonna do me any good? For example, let me give y'all a little example, okay? I was talking to 2 boys at one time, right? I wasn't dating, okay, or I wasn't even in a relationship. I wasn't doing nothing. I'm talking about talking, just regular phone conversation, whatever, right? So I had cut one off. Okay, I had completely like, I'm not really feeling you, like, it's not happening. And I was so head over heels, and I was so into this one boy, like, into him, like, oh my god, I was so into him. I don't know what it was about him, I was just so into him. And by the way things were going, I could already see what he wanted from me, and I could already see where this was going to take me. This is going to take me down the road of me being in love with somebody that's not in love with me, and me being head over heels with somebody. They're gonna have me crying, they're gonna have me tripping, they're gonna have me like, been through it before, don't want to go through it again. And I was just like, damn, like, I really like him. So even though I would continue, like, he was rude, everything, I would still continue to talk to him. And then I didn't cut the second boy off. I just, like, kind of, like, didn't really talk to him like that. So one day we did have a conversation, and this boy was just so consistent. Like, he would write me every morning. He would, that's the thing, like, I love when I'm on somebody's mind in the morning, okay? That makes me feel like you always thinking about me. But this boy was just doing all of the right things, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a very kind person. He was very sweet. And even though I didn't like him as much as I liked this other boy, I had to make a switch for myself, okay, for loving myself. Now, like I said, look at yourself as another person. Now, let's say you love this girl, right? Let's say this girl Jay was my daughter or whatever, and I want nothing but the best for her. I don't want to see her heartbroken myself. I don't want to see her heartbroken. I don't want to see her cry. I don't want to see none of that stuff. Like, I love her, okay? So since I love her, I'm gonna do the best for her. And what's best for her is not this dude, okay? So even though I really did like him, and I really wasn't feeling the other boy, I still gave him a chance. At the end of the day, this is who's treating me right. This is the things that I like for myself. He's doing this for me. He's doing that for me. He's making, he's so sweet. He's so kind. He's a gentleman. I love myself. You understand? And that's what I want for myself. So even though I'm not that into him as I am to the other boy, he has to go, because he's not going to give me nothing but trouble. And that's where self-love comes in. Do you really love yourself to the point where you can put your feelings to the side and put your mind first? That's what's really important, okay? That's what's really hard. Oh my god, that is so hard. That's why it's one of the most first important steps, is to look at the people around you and say to yourself, this person treats me like this, that, and the third. I need to put my feelings to the side, and I need to think with my mind for a second and really ask myself, is this person sabotaging me? You understand? Are they making me feel good? Because if this person is not making you feel good in any type of way, and you're keeping them around, that is not loving yourself. You have to put yourself first. And this was one of the most surprising things for me, honestly. I didn't even think that I could do that, because when we were younger, we were all like head over heels with dudes, or we were like, everybody, I don't care what nobody say, everybody was like silly for at least one dude. So the fact that I was able to do that made me feel like, wow, like, I really do love myself. I really do love myself. That was hard for me. And even friendships, I had to let go of friendships, and that was hard for me. Like, I would let people talk to me any type of way. I would keep them around because of memories and stuff like that. And a lot of people tell me like, oh, that's not good, that you're just able to let somebody go like that, or yes it is. Yes it is. Okay, it's not good that you holding on to somebody because you feel like you need somebody, because you want this love around. Baby, I have myself. I am in love with myself. Okay, so if this person is giving me emotions and feelings that I don't want to feel, or if I looked at myself as another person and I love this girl and I'm looking at her crying and being hurt or being sad or being disrespected, I don't want to see her like that. So these people gotta go. They gotta go. Okay, they gotta go. I have set boundaries for myself, and that will be in another self-love journey episode. setting boundaries for yourself. But anyways, getting back to the people around you and how they treat you. Yes, that situation made me realize how much I loved myself. The fact that, yeah, I was like, I really did like this boy. Like, I don't know what it is, and I could see like he was no good for me. Like, he only wanted, you know, like he never said it, but it's like you could, you know, you could tell. And just rude and everything else in the book, that it was like, no, like, you know, even, and I didn't like completely not like the other guy. It's just like, you know, you into somebody, you like, yeah, one of them boys over there, whatever, yada yada, like, I'm into this person. So I didn't like completely not like him, but I wasn't paying my mom because I was like head over heels for this dude. But I had to stop and I had to think, like, who is better for me? You understand? Who's going to treat me the way that I set these goals for myself? Who's going to treat me the way that I want to be treated? Who's going to do the things for me that I want to be done? Who's going to make me smile? Who's going to make me this? Like, your feelings sometimes, this heart, okay, it can sometimes get you caught up, like, a lot. So I put my feelings to the side, even though we're talking about self-love and that involves feelings. Put my feelings to the side for other people, which is one of the hardest things to do. It's not easy. And even when it comes to relationships, and people are like, oh girl, you gotta let that man go, they could tell anybody else that, but they cannot tell themselves that when they are in love. And being in love with yourself, this is why I feel like taking your self-love journey serious is important, because once you're in love with yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing, okay? Once you're in love with yourself, can't nobody step to you with no bull or none of that, okay? Because like this boy was even surprised that I like cut him off because of how like I was really on his body, and I cut him off because if you're not gonna treat me the way I want to be treated, or you're not gonna come in and mess up everything that I built for myself and break me down and make me weak again, like you gotta go. Like, I love myself. I'm not gonna do that to myself. I love myself so much. I'm not gonna go through heartbreak and chasing after you and crying and going crazy. No. I love myself too much for that. So, you know, I'm gonna speak to this guy a little bit more and get to know him, because he's been putting in the work as like a gentleman should. Okay, like a gentleman should treat me. If you know that you're a queen, then be treated like one. Okay, you say you love yourself, then treat yourself like you love yourself. Okay, start looking at these people around you and really evaluate their purpose in your life, and are they benefiting you? When I say benefit, I don't mean like be an opportunist, like he ain't buying me this, or she ain't doing nothing for me, like she ain't giving me no crap. I don't mean like that. I just mean like everything. It could be material too. Like you can say, if that's you, then you can go ahead and do that. But are they benefiting you in any type of way? Whether that's material, emotionally, are they helping you in any type of way? If they're not, then they gotta go. Or you need to set boundaries for yourself and be like, hey, this is what it is, and I'm not gonna accept it for myself. Like, if you have a friend and she is always, y'all always arguing, and she ends up saying things like out of boundary, you understand? Like saying things that like you shouldn't even forgive her for, and you keep forgiving her because you feel like this is my friend and I love her, da 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 da, even though you're uncomfortable with the things she's saying, and you keep just accepting her back into your life because you feel like, well, if I don't hang out with her, I don't have nobody to hang out with because I ain't got no friends. No, you need to set boundaries for yourself, and you need to explain to her, listen, this is what it is, okay? I'm not gonna accept you talking about this anymore. I'm not gonna accept you talking about that anymore. If you throw this in my face again, you're done. I'm just not gonna accept it. It's not happening. If you have a boy and he just keeps doing what he's doing, it's either you cut him off or you let him know what it is too, okay? Prioritize yourself. That is another thing that we're gonna put in another Quad M self-love journey episode. Prioritize yourself, set boundaries, accept your flaws, accept who I am, and I know where I'm gonna be. If there's something that you want to change about yourself, just know I know where I'm going to be, but this is who I am right now, and I'm accepting that. I'm accepting. And if you feel like accepting your flaws is hard to do, start off slow, okay? Because it wasn't easy for me to accept my dark marks and put myself on the internet. I dislike them things so much. Start off slow, or literally say it out loud to yourself. I accept my so-and-so. I accept that I'm so-and-so, okay? I'm not saying to keep these things around, but you have to accept them. It's just like gratitude. You give gratitude, you receive more. You don't give gratitude, you complain about what you don't have, and this, da-da-da-da-da-da. You're only blocking your blessings. It's the same thing when you're trying to achieve a goal for yourself. if you want to lose weight, don't go around saying I'm this and I'm that and I'm big and I'm you know what and you're sabotaging yourself. That is not self-love. You accept yourself for who you are and you love yourself throughout the journey, and then before you know it, you're going to get to where exactly you want to be. But that is the first step, is to accept your flaws and to look around you and look at how people are treating you. If it does not make you happy or it does not bring you peace, it gotta go. So that is it for this quad M episode based on self-love. Make sure you guys stay tuned for next Monday. I'm going to do part 2 to the self-love journey. Okay, like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every single time that I upload. Also, make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Instagram at jaiye.pierre and on TikTok at jaiye.pierre_. If for some reason you don't have TikTok or Instagram, I'm going to leave a list right here on the screen of every social media platform that I have. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on each one that you have, and I will show you guys in my next video tomorrow. Okay, bye.